Hello and welcome to Code with Vijay. So today we are going to build a chatbot using AWS Lex and we'll integrate that with Facebook. So why Facebook? Obviously Facebook is one of the biggest social networking platform in the world, and you have, say, if you are running a business and you have Facebook page created, then obviously that'll be a good idea to create a chatbot and integrate with Facebook, so that you can answer questions to your customers pretty easy, and they'll be running 24/7. So that will definitely be a good idea to create a page in Facebook and integrate to create a chatbot in your Facebook. Okay, so that's exactly what we are going to do today. So we are using leveraging the power of AWS Lex, and we'll create a chatbot. Actually Lex can do both text messages and voice messages. I'll show you quickly how we can create voice messages, but obviously we are going to integrate only a text bot with Facebook. Okay, so before jump into the lab, let us see what AWS Lex is. Okay, so I'm in the Amazon documentation of Lex. So what Lex is? So Amazon Lex is an AWS service for building conversational interface into applications using voice and text. Basically, you can create a bot, okay, that will respond with both voice and text, and you can integrate that with your application. Basically, okay, you can build any web application. Okay, say basically if you have any business and you have a web application, then you can integrate the board we are creating with Lex to your web application. Okay, so that's what Lex, and Lex is the technology behind Amazon Alexa. Okay, so if you don't know what Amazon Alexa is, that's a smart speaker basically that will respond to your voice. Basically, you can Alexa has a skill store. Okay, you can download and install apps to your Alexa device. Okay, like Android, like Play Store or Windows Store, like that. Amazon Alexa has an Alexa store, and you can install application to your Alexa device, and basically that will respond to your voice. Okay, so the technology running behind Alexa is Lex. Okay, so that's what Lex in a high level. Okay, so anyway, we are going to build a chatbot. Okay, so actually we are going to use a couple of other services. We'll use AWS Lambda. That's a serverless function. So if you don't know about Lambda, I have a couple of courses in my YouTube channel, so please subscribe that and watch my courses on Lambda service. Okay, also we'll use Dynamo DB. That's a NoSQL database of Amazon. Okay, so we'll use both that service, basically serverless function to integrate with the board we are creating. So we'll write some code, and that basically the Lex will interact with Lambda service. Okay, and we'll store some data in DynamoDB, and Lambda service will connect to DynamoDB, and basically we'll fetch that data and get the result back to the Lex bot. Okay, that's what we are going to do today. So let us start building a bot now. Alright guys, so I have logged into my AWS console. Select for Lex here. Before that, you make sure you have selected either Northern Virginia or Ireland as your region. The reason because at the time of recording this video, those are the only two regions where Lex is available. So make sure to select one of that. Okay, and select Lex here. That will take you through to this page. Click on Get Started. Basically Amazon has a couple of templates basically for book, trip, order flowers, and schedule appointment, but I'm going to create a custom bot. Okay, click on custom bot. We have to give a name. What I'm going to do is to build a bot for a restaurant. Okay, so let me give the name a restaurant. Okay, and basically as I told before, we can build both voice and text based bot. Okay, if you want only text based application, you can select this one, none. This is only a text based application. If you want both, you can select which voice you want. Okay,
Hello, my name is Joanna.
Okay, and you can select multiple voice. I'm going to select, say, Matthew.
Hello, my name is Matthew.
Okay, and you can give a session timeout, and basically you can select, if please indicate that if your use of this bot is subject to the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, and obviously no. Okay, if you want to protect children's online privacy, then you can select yes. Okay, and click on create. Okay, so that will create a bot, and we have to do many other settings. Okay, so let's proceed with that one. So first we have to create an indent. Okay, what's the intention? So my first intention would be working hours or hours of operation. Okay, so let me create the indent, say working hours. Okay, and that indent will have many sample utterances. Okay, utterances basically means different combinations that user may ask. Okay, for example, what is the working hours, or hours of operation. Basically we don't need question mark. Hours of operation, or what time do you open, or what time do you close. Okay, so all these are sample utterances. Note, we don't need to give all possible utterances because it actually is smart enough to identify the questions. So we don't need to give all possible utterances, but still it'll be good to give most common utterances. Okay, so those are utterances. So basically utterances means the combination of questions that customers may input. Okay, so that is utterance. Now we have created an indent and utterance. Okay, and next one is lambda initialization and validation. Basically that is the lambda function which if we need to require to validate the user's input, we can do that. We are not going to do that now. Slots I will come later. Slots is basically the way we are getting data from user, or that is how we will get input from user. And confirmation prompt, and if you want to ask any confirmation back, then we can go for that one. You can click for confirmation prompt, and we can ask the confirmation question here. Okay, and you can give if user says no, then you can give that text here. Okay, for this I'm going to give any confirmation prompt. And the next thing is how we can fulfill the basically the question. Okay, we can select for lambda function. I will do in the next step. Okay, but before that let me return the parameters to client. Okay, and let's see how it is working. So for that, let me build this. Click on build. It will take a couple of minutes to build. Okay, so it has been built successfully. Now let us test the chatbot here. Click on test chatbot. Okay, and we can give the sample utterances that we have given. So what time do you open? Okay, so we got this one. The reason because we have returned parameters to client, so this one, and that is ready for fulfillment. Now we can create a lambda function, and we can return the response from lambda function. Okay, so I have opened AWS console in another tab. Click on lambda here. Click on create function. Click on author from scratch, and we have to give a function name here. Say my restaurant bot. Okay, and you can select the runtime which you are familiar with. I'm going to create with Node.js. So I've selected that one, and we have to select a role. Okay, so basically the Lambda function which I'm going to create will interact with DynamoDB. So I have to give enough permission for my Lambda function to interact with DynamoDB. Okay, so I have to create a role for that. Okay, so I can go to AWS Identity and Access Management. I can create a role, and then I can come back here and I can select the role which I have created. Okay, so let me go and do that now. So again, I'm in the AWS console. Click on IAM, that is Identity and Access Management. Okay, here we can create new roles. Click on roles and create role. Okay, for AWS service, and we can select Lambda here. So I'm looking for Lambda here. Okay, next permissions, and I need DynamoDB access. Okay, I'm going to give full access, but in real time give only the granular level permissions. Give only the permission which you need. Okay, but for simplicity I'm going to give full access to my Lambda function. So select Amazon DynamoDB full access, click on next review. Okay, and give a role name. I'm going to give my restaurant bot, say role, and click on create role. So now the role has been created. Now let us go back to the Lex console and we'll select this role there. So now we have created the role. Let me refresh this page to update that role in this tab. Okay, sorry. Okay, now select this one, choose an existing role, and here you'll be able to see the role we have created, my restaurant bot role. Okay, select that one and click on create function. Okay, so now our function is ready. Okay, let us start writing some code. So the first thing I'm going to do is to log the data that we are getting from Lex, so that we will get an idea about how the format of Lex input would looks like. Basically we need that format. Okay, so let me log that one here, and I'm commenting out this line, and I'm going to simply write console.log. Okay, and I'm simply logging the event. Okay, and to understand that, I'm going to give the event is plus event. Okay, now let me save this one, and our Lambda function is ready to integrate now. Now after I integrate this Lambda function to the indent we have created, I'm expecting to see a log in the CloudWatch. Okay, so let us go and do that now. So I'm back into the Lex console, and let me refresh the page once. Okay, and when we come down here, click on AWS Lambda function, we should be able to see the Lambda function we have created. That is my restaurant board. Here you go, select that one. Okay, and we are getting a message, you are about to give Amazon Lex permission to invoke your Lambda function, and that is what we want. Click on OK, build it again, click on build. So again it will take a couple of minutes to build. It has been built successfully, but one thing we forgot actually to give a sample response from Lambda function. So let me go and give a sample response. So there's a format for Lex response. I'll show that. So the sample response would looks like this. So let me copy this response. Let me copy it, and let me paste this response here. Okay, and here I'm going to give this is a sample message. Okay, and I'm going to return that message, this response. Okay, and also this event I'm going to stringify it for better readability, else I would get only object there. So I want to convert this object to string format to read it properly. Okay, and let me save that again, and let me come back here again in the Lex console, and that let me build that again. Make sure after you edit each of this one to save the indent and build one. If you change Lambda function, actually you don't need to build that, but it would be a good practice, build after each change. Okay, so now we have integrated with the Lambda, and let us see how that is responding. Okay, let me try the sample utterance we have created. What time do you open? Okay, there you go, we got the sample message that we have configured in the Lambda function. Okay, now let us go and check the log. Basically we need to know the input format which Lex has sent to the Lambda function. Okay, for that let us go to AWS console and click on CloudWatch. Okay, it will be good to go to the service and click on CloudWatch and go to the logs. Okay, there we should be able to see the log. Sometime it will take some time. Click on refresh. Okay, now it has built successfully. One thing you should remember is if you're not able to see logs in CloudWatch, what you have to do is you have to give permission to the Lambda function to write logs. Okay, for that what you have to do is go to IAM. If you remember it correctly, we have given only DynamoDB access to the Lambda function we have created, and we haven't given the permission to write logs. So we have to give that permission. Click on roles and select the role we have created. Okay, and attach a policy. Search for logs, and you should be able to see CloudWatch logs full access. Attach that policy. Okay, now come back here and let us try the sample utterances we have given. Say, what time do you open? Okay, now we got the sample message we have configured with the Lambda function, and now we should be able to see the log written in CloudWatch. Okay, let us go and see that now. So click on CloudWatch and click on logs and click this one, my restaurant board. We should be able to see the latest log there, and here you go, and this is the log we have created. So this is the event. So let me copy the complete JSON message and let me paste it here because we need this sometimes later. And let me select the language as JSON. Okay, and let me keep this here because we need this after some time. I will format this sometimes later. So now we have that input. Okay, now let me come back to the Lex console. Or before proceeding further, let me give you an input on the JSON. Basically, this would be the JSON looks like, which we are getting from Lex. We'll have message version, then invocation source and a user ID, and the name of the Lex. The most important thing is we will get the current indent here. So we have tried with the indent working hours, and we don't have any slots. Okay, and this is the input transcript we have passed. What time do you open? And basically this is a format of Lex input which we have received in the Lambda function. So from Lambda we are returning a hard-coded message. Okay, and now we are going to replace this hard-coded message with a database. Basically I'm going to create a table in DynamoDB, and will configure the indent and the answer or the reply to Lex in DynamoDB, and will connect Lambda function to DynamoDB. Okay, so let us create a table in DynamoDB. Click on create table and give a name to the table, say restaurant. Okay, and partition key basically is a primary key, basically the unique field to identify the record. In our case I'm going to give that as indent. Okay, and click on create. Okay, the reason because I'll have several indent, but against all those possible combination of that specific indent, I will have only one answer. That's how I'm going to design my board. Okay, it will take some time to create the table. Okay, so now table has been created. Let us add first item in the table. Okay, for that click on create item and indent. So that would be our first indent. Okay, let me go and take that indent name. Click on AWS here and let me search for Lex. Restaurant, and the indent name is working hours. That's the first indent we have created. Okay, so working hours, and append string, that would be the message, the output message against that indent. Okay, say we work from say 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday is holiday. Okay, and this is the message whenever somebody asks about the working hours, then this would be the reply we are going to pass to the user. Okay, and the field name is say message. Okay, click on save. Okay, now our first field or first item has been created. Okay, and the next thing is to connect to this table from Lambda function. Okay, let us see how to do that. So I'm back into the AWS console. Click on Lambda. Let us go to the Lambda function that we have created. That is my restaurant board. Okay, here I'm going to add a new JS file. Okay, and let's give a name DB handler. Okay, so here when you click and click, you can save controllers and say DB handler .js. Okay, and that will stay inside the folder my restaurant board. Click on save. Okay, and it has created DB handler class, and I have some boilerplate code here, so I'll copy and paste this. I'll explain that in a bit. So what we are doing here is to referencing AWS SDK, and we are mentioning specifying which region we are in. Okay, actually if you're inside Node.js, or this is actually Cloud9 ID of AWS. Okay, if you are inside this one, this is not really mandatory. Okay, and after that we are creating a document client. Okay, here we have to mention the table name. Okay, let me copy that table name, that is restaurant. and while we created the table, the primary key we have given was indent. So I'm passing indent to this function, that is get restaurant details, and I'm fetching data from DynamoDB using that indent, and I'm getting that result back. Okay, that's what we are doing here. Okay, and we are going to use this JS file inside index.js. Okay, and before that we have to get the indent from the lex input that we are getting. Okay, that is basically this input, this indent, because we need that indent to pass to DynamoDB to get the message back. Okay, so let us do that now. Okay, so let me go to index.js, and I'm going to refer db handler in this JS file. So again, I'm in index.js. Okay, let me delete this code because I have another boilerplate code. I'll explain that. Before that, let me copy this. First we have to add a reference, or we have to get db handler here. Okay, and after that let me copy this piece of code. Okay, I'll explain that. This is how we are taking indent from the lex input we are getting to Lambda. Let me show. Okay, that is event.current indent.name. If we go to the input, you can see the complete JSON would be event dot current indent, that is this one, dot name, that would be the actual indent, that is working hours in our example. Okay, that's exactly what we are doing here. And after that we are calling the db handler function by passing this indent which we have taken. Okay, and we are getting data.item.data. Okay, actually that would be the output we are getting from Lambda DB. Okay, in our case that would be message, because that was the attribute name or the column name we have given. So well, in DynamoDB there's no concept of rows and columns because there's a NoSQL database. Okay, but for simplicity you can assume that as column. Okay, in fact there's an attribute called message. Okay, so we are taking message out and we are responding that message to lex. Okay, so let me save this one. Okay, now we have updated the Lambda function, so I'm expecting our lex to connect to DynamoDB now when we pass the indent, that is the working hours. Okay, so let us give it a try. Actually, before trying it through lex, we can try it locally here. That is a Lambda test, so I'll show how to do that. Click on test, and we have the JSON input that we are getting from lex. Okay, we have that here. Let me copy that, and here create a new test event, and let me give this as the input, and the test event is restaurant lex test. We can give any name and click on create. Okay, now we have configured the test. Then now when we try testing that, we should be getting data from DynamoDB. There you go. Say we work from 9 AM to 5 PM and Sunday is a whole day. Okay, this data we are getting from DynamoDB. Okay, now let's go to lex console and test this out. Let me go to AWS console, click on Amazon Lex, and click on the board we have created, and let me copy one of the sample utterances. Okay, click on test chatbot and paste it. What's the working hours? Now we should be, there you go. So this data we got from DynamoDB. So now we have successfully completed one round of end-to-end implementation. Okay, so next thing I'll show you how to add slots. Slots, as I've explained before, slot is the way that we are getting data input from the user. Okay, say for example, probably we can create an example when a user asks about the location. Say what's the location. Okay, then probably my restaurant that may have in multiple cities. Okay, so when user asks tell your location, probably I can ask them back okay, which city you are in, and according to that particular city input from user, I can give that particular city's restaurant location. Okay, so let's see how to do that with slot, and let's see how I can get data from the user. Okay, so let me create another indent, that is, say, a restaurant location. Click on add, and the sample returns maybe where is your location. Where do you locate? Okay, and here you can see slot. We have to give a slot name. I'm going to give that as location itself. Okay, and slot type. There are many built-in slot types which Amazon has. Okay, we can select one of that slot. Okay, let's see, Amazon.add city. Okay, and prompt would be prompt actually means the message that we are asking back to the user. Okay, so what is your city? Okay, so this would be the prompt. Okay, and we'll connect that to Lambda later after we test this here. Okay, now let me save this indent. Okay, and let me build this and build. It will take a couple of minutes. Last time I forgot to add that indent by clicking this add button. Okay, so please don't forget that, because we need to add that slot. Okay, so let me do that again. Location and Amazon.city, and what is your city? Click on add here. Now that slot has been added. Okay, and click on save indent, and let me build that again. So that has been built successfully. Now let me copy one of the sample utterances, and when I ask this actually I'm expecting to get the prompt, what is your city? Okay, there you go. Now we got the prompt. Okay, now the user is supposed to enter his or her city. Okay, that would be the slot. Okay, and we'll pass this slot to the same Lambda function which we have created. Okay, and we'll take that slot and indent out, and we'll connect with connect to DynamoDB with indent and this particular slot, and we'll fetch the data out of DynamoDB. Okay, so let us go and do that now. So first things first, let us connect to the Lambda function, and that is my restaurant bot. Click OK and save the indent. Okay, and now let us build this one and build. Alright, so it has been built successfully. Now let us test this one. This time it will connect to the Lambda function. Okay, now let me enter a city. This will connect to Lambda function, but it will fail. The reason because we haven't configured our code, basically the Lambda function, to get slots, and we don't have any slot configured in DynamoDB as well. So we have to do that. But let me enter the city, because the reason because I need to get the JSON input again with slot added. Okay, so now we got an error. So that is actually expected. So now let us go to CloudWatch and see the logs. So I'm in AWS console again. Click on CloudWatch and click on logs, and click on my restaurant bot. That's our Lambda function, and the latest one. Click here, and here we can see this is the input, and we can see the slot as well. That's the city we have passed here. Okay, let me copy this because we need this later, and paste it here. Okay, I'll format that, format this in a while. Okay, now let's go back here, and before updating our code, let us add one more item in DynamoDB, basically with slot details. Okay, let us go and do that now. Click on DynamoDB here and click on tables and restaurant. That is our table. Okay, and in item, okay, click on create item and indent, that's our primary key, and let me copy the indent name, that is restaurant location. Okay, and append another item, and the type of that one is map. Okay, so map is actually basically dictionary, and you can read it here. This is a map which contain unordered key value pairs. It means basically a dictionary, and that is what we want. Okay, click here, and slot is Bristol, and basically this would be the cities you want to configure. Okay, and you can append a string that would be sorry, basically this would be the slot, that would be the field name. Okay, and Bristol, this would be the cities that you're passing. Okay, here you have to give the address you want. Okay, say Chemcourt. Wait. Say Filton. Bristol, and say BS18, some postcode. Okay, some random postcode, 9ES. Okay, and if you want another city, say append string and say London, and again some random address, say 68 High Road, say Hounslow, and say TW49KP. Okay, and you can configure as many cities you want. Okay, and click on save. Now we have configured slots in DynamoDB. Okay, now what we have to do is to pass the indent. Okay, and get data out of DynamoDB. For example, if you are passing working hours as indent, we'll get all the slots back, and we have to take data, basically the address of the specific slot we are passing. Okay, so let us go and do that now. So I'm in the Lambda function again. Let us take the slot value out from the event object. Okay, that's event out. Let me check the format of the JSON, input JSON. So slot is under current indent dot slots. That is where we will get slots. To make it sure, let me copy this one. Okay, and now we got the slot, and now we have to fetch that corresponding data. Basically, if I pass it city as Bristol, I should get that corresponding address. If I pass London as the city, I should get that corresponding address. Okay, so let me modify this Lambda function again a bit. Out, if you go to DynamoDB, according to the indent, we were getting that message. Okay, but in the second example, when we are passing slot, actually we are passing the slot out. There we will not have any message. Let me expand this to text view. We will not have any message, but instead of that, we'll pass this slot and we'll take this value out. Okay, so here that's exactly what we did here. If data.item.message not equal to undefined, at that time we'll have a message. Okay, then we'll take that message out. Else we'll get the slot value which we have taken here. Okay, and we'll get that corresponding slot, and we'll respond with that output. Okay, that's exactly what we did here. Okay, Okay, let us test how it is working. So let me save this one and let me configure the test event. I've already configured that test event which we are passing the slot here, and the indent name is a restaurant location. Okay, so it's already saved. Now let me test that one. Okay, and let us see the result. We did not get any data out. Okay, well, the reason because here slots, let us go to the JSON. You can see it is slots dot location, but we did not take that location. That's the reason it failed. So let me go and modify that to dot location. Let me save it, and now when we test that, we should be getting this one. There you go, that is this one came good. That's the response we got, so that is working fine. Okay, so all good. Now let us go and check this in AWS Lex console. Okay, I'm in Lex console. Let us go to restaurant and let us test that one. See, where is your location? Okay, we got a prompt. What is the city? Is it Bristol? Okay, there you go. We got that specific address. Okay, again, let me ask, where do we locate? This time I'll pass London as a city. What's the city? It is London. Okay, now we got the London address, TW high road. Okay, so sorry, I have wrongly configured that to dollar instead of TW4. Okay, so that's fine. So now we are getting corresponding data from Dynamo DB. Okay, so okay, next thing I want to show you error handling. Okay, how we can handle the errors. Basically, if somebody asking a question that the board we have configured, if that doesn't understand that question, how we can handle that error. Okay, that's in the error handling session, so I'll show that next. Okay, now let me add something that we haven't configured. Basically, hey, what's it? Okay, so actually the bot cannot understand that, and if we repeat this thing, bot will continuously respond with that answer. Sorry, can you please repeat that? Okay, so how we can configure that basically, so that we can do it in error handling. So here, clarification prompt, this is exactly what we are getting here. Sorry, can you please repeat that? And the maximum number of retries, by default it is configured to 5, so we can reduce that one, and we can change this message to something else. Sorry, I'm about, and I didn't understand, or I didn't get you. Can you please repeat that? Okay, and after one retry, how do we want to configure, or how do we want to hang up with? Okay, basically, if that restaurant people, if they want to give their contact number, basically the phone number, then we can give that here. Okay, sorry, I couldn't understand, and please contact to some number, say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, and say goodbye. Okay, let us save that and let us build that. Okay, so now it has been built successfully. Now let us type something. Okay, we got that message. Sorry, I'm bored, I didn't get it. Can you please repeat that? Okay, when we try again, we got the hang up phrase. Sorry, I could not understand that, please contact to the contact number and say goodbye. Okay, so that's what error handling will do. So now we have covered most of you know the topics in Lex. Okay, the next thing is to integrate with Facebook. Okay, so let us see how to do that now. So to integrate with Facebook, you need to go to developers.facebook.com, click on create app, and if you're logging in the very first time to developers.facebook.com, basically it will ask for verify the account. So basically it will send a verification code to the phone number that you have registered with Facebook. Okay, as I've already created an account, and I will not get that window. So here give a display name. I'm going to give it restaurant boat. Okay, click on create app ID, and we have to fill this captcha UTD, submit. Okay, so now we are in Facebook developers account. Now click on products here and click on messenger, set up that one, and here we have we have to generate a token and app secret. Okay, and this section token generation, click create new page, and we have to select what kind of chatbot we want. Basically this kind of different templates. So I'm going to select a local business workplace. Okay, and we can give a page name, and if you want to select company, organization, institution, we can select that as well. That's a pretty bit easy one. We can select a category here. So for example, I'm going to select, say, a retail company for example, and click on get started, and we have to give a company, say my restaurant, and click on get started. Okay, and you can skip all these sections. Okay, and now when you come back here and when you refresh the page, we should be able to get the token. So here we have to select the page we have created, that is my restaurant, which is generating token. So continue as Vijaynath and click on OK. This will generate a token. So we basically have to copy this token because we need this token later. So copied, let me paste it in Notepad, we need that later. And the next thing we need is app secret. Okay, so I'll show you how to take app secret. So click on settings, basic, and here app secret, click on show. We need to copy this as well, so let me paste it here. Okay, that's our app secret. Okay, we need that later. And now let's go to Amazon Lex console. Okay, I'm in Lex console. Let us build this once again to make sure everything's working. Okay, click on build. So it has built successfully. Now let us publish this. Click on publish, create an alias, say restaurant bot. Let me copy this, I need this later, and click on publish. It will take a couple of minutes to publish this. Okay, so it has published successfully. Click on go to channels. They have to give channel name. I'm going to give the same restaurant bot. Copy this, restaurant bot, and channel description restaurant bot, and KMS key AWS Lex, alias key restaurant bot, verify token. Now we should be careful here. The reason because we need this exact token to integrate further with Facebook. Okay, so let me save this here because I need this later. Okay, and page access token, this is the token that we have generated from Facebook. Okay, I have saved here, which is this one. Let me copy this, paste that, and this is the app secret. Save that as well. Click on activate. Okay, now it has generated an endpoint URL. We need this endpoint URL to integrate further with Facebook. Okay, so let me copy that and save it here. Okay, now let me go to Facebook developer.facebook again. So I'm in developers.facebook.com. click on messenger settings, come down to webhooks here, set up webhooks, click on that one. Okay, click on messages, messaging postback, and messaging options. Okay, and callback URL, that should be this one we have copied. Let me copy that again, and that is the callback URL. And verify token, that should be this one. Okay, and click on verify and save. Okay, that has saved successfully. Okay, now here select page, that is my restaurant, and subscribe. So that has subscribed. Whenever you want to unsubscribe, you can come here and unsubscribe it. So I'm in the Facebook page. Click here. You should be able to see the page that you have created, that is my restaurant in our example. Click on that one, and in this send message, click on test button. Okay, and let us ask the questions that we have configured. The first question is, what time do you open? There you go, we got that message, that answer back. And next question, where do you locate? What's the city? Say Bristol. We got that address. Let me ask again, where do you locate? What's the city? This time I would say London. There you go. And let me ask something that the bot cannot understand. Say, hey, what's up? Okay, and the next time we if you remember correctly, we have configured the hang up phrase. That is basically we have given a phone number, and basically this time I'm expecting the one, hey, what's up? Sorry, I don't understand. Please contact to the number that we have given, and it said goodbye. So it is working exactly fine as we expected. So it means we have successfully configured or integrated the Lex bot that we have created with Facebook. It's all working fine. Okay, and one last thing I want to show is voice interaction with Lex. Basically, in the Lex console, somehow it is not working with the Mozilla browser, so I'm going to open that in Chrome. Okay, there I'll show you how we can interact through voice with the Lex bot that we have created. Okay, let me show that now. Okay, so I'm in AWS console, but I've logged in with Chrome. As I told, voice is somehow not working with Mozilla. So if you're trying it out, you can try with Chrome. Click on Amazon Lex and click on the bot we have created. Okay, so let us try out the first example here, test chat, and click on this microphone here. What is the working hours?
We work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday is holiday.
There you go. We got the first response. So let us ask the next question. Where is your location?
What is your city?
London. Okay, we got an error. Well, the reason, because if you see here, location is not filling properly. Okay, let me try in a different way. Let us ask again. Where is your location?
What is your city?
This time let me type it and see. Okay, now we got the address. You can see the location has filled here, so there is some problem with taking that. Probably I'll have a look on that later, but anyway, this, this is how it is working with voice, and you can integrate this same voice experience to any application that you are building. Basically, if you can build a web application and you can plug in this thing in your web application so that your customers can interact with your web application. Say you have a customer support thingy, and basically users can interact through voice instead of text messages. Okay, that's how voice will work. Okay, and that is pretty much, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like this, please subscribe my channel and share with others. Probably let us expand the knowledge to others as well. So thank you once again for watching, and have a nice time.